Hey guys, Staff Sergeant Brett Morton back at it again. I got a break from training, so I'm going to try and get some of these vlogs out of the way and get caught up. So for this week's vlog, the focus here and the subject matter is the relationship between exercise and heart disease, and what effect exercise has on heart disease. So I took a look at an article put together by three doctors, Mihail Tanaseku, Michael Leitzman, and Eric Rim. And so these guys came together and put together an analysis based on studies that were done a while back and over the years based on some health assessments that doctors were doing, and we'll get more into that a little bit later. But I found this on the JAMA network. It's a website where a lot of doctors will go and post analysis on studies or post studies that they've done, that kind of stuff. The article is entitled Exercise Type and Intensity in Relation to Coronary Heart Disease in Men. So we'll get right into it. So the Health Professionals Follow-Up Study, HPFS, began in 1986 when U.S. health professionals aged 40 through 75 years answered detailed questionnaires that included comprehensive diet survey, lifestyle assessment, and medical history. So they were essentially conducting these questionnaires with their clients, and what they would do, for instance, leisure time physical activity was assessed every 2 years between 1986 and 1996 using the question, during the past year, what was your average time per week spent at each activity? And they found that in leisure time, when people were more active, so in their leisure time they were playing basketball or they were running or they were rowing. These are some of the things that they specifically focused on. They found so physically more active men tended to have lower BMIs, lower intakes of total fat and saturated fat, higher intakes of fiber, higher prevalence of vitamin E, supplement use, and lower prevalence of smoking and hypertension. So essentially there's this inverse relationship that as exercise increases, the risk for coronary heart disease decreases. In fact, running for 1 or more hours per week was associated with a 42% risk reduction, and rowing for 1 or more hours per week was associated with an 18% risk reduction compared with men who were not engaging in those kind of activities. This is important for us as coaches because when we are presented with a client that has the goal of preventing heart disease, specifically those people that have a medical history, like myself, my dad had plenty of heart issues. He had a bypass, double bypass, triple bypass, heart stents, all kinds of stuff, and he had congestive heart failure for a while. So people like myself who have a history of men in their family struggling with heart disease, it's important for us as coaches to be prepared to really kind of sort of dive in and focus on exercises like the jogging and the rowing that are going to really reduce the risk that they're prevalent to. So additionally, it kind of reminded me of Proverbs 4:23, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. So, of course, they're not necessarily referring to your physical heart, and they're more talking about what's kind of sort of at your core and making sure that you're emotionally healthy and spiritually healthy. I think that it's interesting that we can take this verse and kind of and really actually apply it to the real world, the physical heart, because if your heart's not functioning, it's going to affect you being able to be physically active as you get older. So we talk about increase in physical activity as an inverse relationship to heart risk, but as your heart is healthy, you're also more inclined to stay more physically active because you can handle it and you're able to engage in those activities. So thanks for you guys' time. It was a joy, and we'll see you next week.